Happening today, a rally to end violence against women. It's the 11th annual Walk a Mile in Her Shoes event. Our Lakita Johnson has this story.
40 years ago, I was 32 years old, mom of a 2-year-old, divorced maybe a few months, and I was at home and I was raped by knife.
Betty Boone, who lived in Atlanta, Georgia at the time, says she was in her bed sleeping with her 2-year-old when a man broke into her home and jumped on her bed with a knife.
I kept my eyes closed through the whole process, and my only thought was that my 2-year-old was laying in the bed next to me. So I said I would, in my head, I was saying I would do whatever it takes so this person won't harm me or harm my child.
Betty leaned into her faith, remained silent, and prayed her way through the end of it.
I kept my eyes closed, and he kept his knife to my throat. But I told him, I said, oh, this was wonderful. This was wonderful. We need to hook up again. We need to hook up again.
She took a chance and gave him her number before he leapt out of the window he broke into. Soon after, Betty called her brother, friends, and Atlanta police.
I told them what I did. They put a recording on my telephone. I was never alone. My brothers or my girlfriends were around me. So he did call back. And when he called back, they told me to keep him on the phone long enough for them to record it, and they did.
When police did catch the suspect, they were able to match Betty's DNA sample to his. Betty says he was a recent parolee for rape from Florida who happened to be in Georgia. She says this is still a healing process.
I can tell you each detail of what happened that night, from the time that person put the knife through my throat to the time he got caught. I can write it in detail because that memory, it stays in your memory banks. I don't think you ever completely heal, if that's a way of saying it, because if I completely healed, I wouldn't be checking my doors sometimes, you know.
Betty is a member of the Women's Area Memphis Council, which advocates for girls and women to eliminate barriers, fill gaps, and change policies and systems towards safety, justice, and equity. The council, as well as other advocacy groups, organized a walk on Thursday at the University of Memphis to stop violence against women and girls.
When you think about who it is that gives birth to the next generations, we should be more revered and more cared for, more valued, really, in one way of thinking.
Betty wants to see rape kits get processed faster so more women can be protected. That walk started early this morning on Central Avenue.